Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear learners and viewers, Assalamu alaikum. This is Muniruzzaman, lecturer in English, Govt Women's College, Nandigram, Bogura. Dear learners, I think you are well by the grace of the Almighty amidst this corona pandemic. I am also fine. Today I have come to take another class, and I will take a class from your English second paper, and our today's topic is the same, the sentence connectors. Sentence connectors, you know, I discussed it in the previous class, and I discussed about definition, importance and other related things about connectors. And you know, connectors are used to connect to words, phrase, sentence or clauses. And the connectors, the terms which are used as connectors are: number one, conjunction; number two, relative pronoun; number three, some phrases; and number four, some adverbs. These things are used as connectors, and I have already discussed conjunction and relative pronoun in the previous class, and today I will discuss about the characters of some phrases and some adverbs which are used as connectors. So let's start our discussion. You know, they are sentence connectors. These sentence connectors are connectors which connect to sentences, and the relation between two sentences are very important. Is very important in this respect, especially in the passage. So you must notice the meaning of the sentence before used before the gap. So because you have to connect this adverb and phrases, we have to connect this the sentence in which there is gap with the sentence used before. So you must notice the meaning of sentences used before. So let's discuss. Let's start our discussion. At first, there are some connectors with meaning contrast. Contrast, that is contrary thing. The connectors which are used to mean contrast between two ideas or things belong this group. The connectors in this group are despite, in spite of, but. On the other hand, on the contrary, yet, nevertheless, still, however, rather, instead. These characters are used to indicate contrast between two ideas or things or subjects. Let's give an example. honesty is the best policy. Dash dishonesty is a curse. Here, two contrasting thing has been discussed in those two sentences. Let's see the meaning. This sentence is about honesty, but this sentence is about dishonesty, which is totally opposite to honesty. So when we will want to connect to opposite ideas or things or subjects, we will have to use any of these connectors, though there are some differences among these connectors. Difference of uses. Here we can use on the other hand, or on the contrary, or but. Another example. The man worked hard. The man worked hard. It's a very dash. He failed. Here is the contrasting thing is noticed. The man worked hard. It is a good thing, but the opposite action is very nice. He worked hard, but result is totally opposite. Result doesn't follow the same. So result is opposite. So we can use here but or yet. Next, here some connectors. Cause, the connector which indicate cause of an action. This connector in this group belong to as, since, because, due to, etc. These connectors indicate cause of an action, and these three connectors actually are conjunctions, and these three conjunctions are used to connect between two clauses, and I have already discussed it in the previous class. Dash, he was in, he could not come. There are two clauses in this sentence. In this sentence, the cause of his not coming has been expressed, so we can use as or since here, because it's also only used at the middle of the two clauses. So because will not be used here. Here is another group, effect. Effect, there are some connectors which connect sentence used before because of the effect. The sentence which used before, when this sentence used before expresses cause, and the sentence in which there is gap expresses effect, this category of connectors will be used. The connectors in this group are so, therefore, as a result, hence, consequently, as a consequence, for this reason, it is. These are the connectors which are used to mean effect of an action. Let's give an example. Here, example. Kamal worked hard for his exam. Dash, he made a good result. See here. Here is the cause of this result. This sentence expresses the effect of Kamal's working hard. Kamal worked hard, it is a cause, and effect is making good result. So we can use so, therefore, any of these characters, any one of these characters. Any of these characters can be used here. So what, therefore what, as it is consequently. Let's another categories of connectors. There is some connector meaning purpose. Some connectors which means purpose of an action. The connectors in this group so that in order that or in order to. Here you can see so that, in order that, these two are conjunctions, but it is not conjunction, it is phrase. Let's give an example. The women went to market. Dash, she could do some shopping. Here you can see the purpose of the woman going to market was to do some shopping. So the purpose of this action has been expressed in this clause. So we can use here so that or in order that. But we cannot use here in order to, because in order to is used before a verb which is in base form. We can, if you want to use in order to, we have to use it like this. The man went to Rajshahi. Dash consult a doctor. The man's purpose of going to Rajshahi was consulting a doctor. So here is also expressing this. This phrase is expressing purpose of the man's going to Rajshahi. So, and it is here. It is the after gap we can see the verb in the base form. So we can use here in order to. There are some connectors meaning addition. Additional things. The connectors in this group belong to are the connectors in this group are moreover, besides, furthermore, again, in addition, more importantly, also, it is. These connectors are used to express additional things. The same if the similar types of action, whether it's bad or good, are described one after another in different sentences, and if we find gaps in each of the sentences, we can use these connectors one after another. So let's give an example. Education develops our minds. It broadens our outlook. It refines our sensibility. If we want to use connectors here, see, in the first sentence, the good side of education, on good side has been given. That is, if anybody takes education, his mind will be developed. But here, see, in the next sentence, we will find that another good side of education, and it's an additional things of education. That is, it also broadens our outlook. That is, we can use here besides. Another good side of education is expressed in this sentence. Here, it defines our sensibility. That is, we can use here moreover. If it continues one after another, other good side of education, we can use other connectors one after another. So these connectors are used to express the same additional things one after another. Here, for giving example, for giving examples, we can use the connectors such as, for example, for instance, or such as, like etc. These are the connectors which are used to give an example. Let's give an example. We should change our food habit. Dash, we can eat part-2 instead of right. For example, see here the food habit. In this sentence we can see that the speaker is telling that people should change their food habit, and here the speaker has given an example, that is people can eat potato instead of rice. We are habituated to eating rice, but if you want to lessen the pressure on rice, we have to use potato. It is an example of our changing food habit. So we can use, for example, expressing sequence. To express the sequence of any word, we can use the connectors like firstly, secondly, thirdly, finally, it is. So, if any action or subject is sequentially used one after another, we can use this type of connectors. Let's give an example. There are many causes of traffic jam. Dash our roads are narrow. Here in this sentence, the speaker expresses the causes of some traffic jam, and if the causes of traffic jam are given sequentially one after another in the different sentences, we can use this type of connectors. Dash our drivers are not willing to obey traffic rules. Dash the number of vehicles is greater than the than that of roads, etc. If we want to give connectors, we have to use here firstly, here secondly, and as there is no other causes, we can use here finally. These are the connectors. I think you have now understood how to use connectors in a passage, and I think you will be greatly benefited if you see this lecture again and again. And today's class is will finish here. So stay home, stay safe. Best of luck. Thank you very much.